Today, I'd like to share with you a few questions I've been examining in my own business and life. I've been challenged on multiple fronts to ask the question, how committed am I to my business success? This question of commitment is something that has come up from different mentors, in different formats and in different environments, and from a few surprising angles. It's a challenging question that, for me, has required some deep thinking and getting honest with myself. I've been asking myself things like, really and truly, how committed am I to my business success? Is what I say I believe? Is what I say is a priority? Am I pursuing it? How committed am I to seeking business clarity as my business changes and grows, as I change and grow? And how committed am I to what I say are the priorities in my business? Too often we set goals for our business or say, this is what I'm going to focus on, and then we never follow through. In some cases, if you're like me, I even forget that I set the goal in the first place. I can't tell you how many times I have started the planner for the next quarter and reviewing the planner from the previous quarter and forget some of the goals that I wrote down at the very beginning. That's something I need to pay attention to. When I forget about them or stop working on them because I don't write them out and keep them visible. I write them out sometimes, put in my planner, and then I forget to go back and revisit them. That's a routine and a habit I need to work on. Two, though, because these were probably arbitrarily set, or I felt that my somebody was telling me that this is a goal I should have, means that I was not connected to them. And if I'm not connected to that goal, I'm not committed to them. Both of these are indicators that I am not committed to these goals. I'm not committed to the priorities which I am talking about and saying, and not being committed in turn impacts my business. Sometimes in small ways, but sometimes in big ways. Hello there, and welcome to the Sela Entrepreneur podcast, where we take a look at doing online business a little differently for women over 50. I'm your host, Marta Goertzen, entrepreneur and business owner since 2008, and for far too long, I struggled with trying to figure out what I wanted to be when my business and I grew up. I was tired of buying all the courses and downloading all the freebies, all in the hope that the answer I was longing for would suddenly appear. Turns out, clarity doesn't come in an instant. It's a journey of discovery and finding answers layer by layer. As I took action, I learned what type of work I really loved to do, who I had fun serving, and the problems I loved to help them solve. That clarity gave me the confidence to start designing a simple, sustainable business that I could steward well, and I'd love to help you do the same. If you're ready to find the clarity you're longing for, then you're in the right place. Let's take this journey of discovery together. Do you remember watching Sesame Street, either yourself or watching with a kid or one of your grandkids? And I always remember that each episode was sponsored by something. And I always remember this episode is sponsored by the letter C. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. Today, this episode is sponsored by the letter C, and that C stands for commitment. I am one of those word nerds. I love the dictionary. I like to look up everyday words that I use and the words that I think I know and understand, that I think and know that I'm using them in the right way. But often I'm surprised that what I think the word means and how I understand the word often only skims the surface. And by reading the definition, it changes my perception of that word and in the future, how I use it. So I want us to have a common language here, a common understanding about the word commitment. I wanted us to understand together so that you can understand the concepts and ideas I'm presenting to you today. We can get clear on the definition of words and how we're using them. I think they can have more impact and really open up lines of communication and clarify what we're trying to share. So as we get started today and looking at the word commitment, I want to jump on to one of my favorite online resources, the Merriam-Webster Dictionary. And here is what the word commitment is defined as by them. It's an agreement or a pledge to do something in the future. It is something I pledge to do. It's also the state or instance of being obligated or emotionally impelled. And the word impelled or impel is to urge or drive forward as if by the exertion of strong moral pressure. When you think about that and you see those definitions of the word commitment, how does that change your understanding of the word? How does that change your understanding of commitment in relation to your business? I want you to think about those definitions and ask yourself, What you say and tell yourself about your business priorities and goals. How committed are you? What you do on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis to pursue those goals and priorities. Are you committed? What are your business results saying about your commitment? So now we're going to dive in deeper into this idea of commitment. And here, of course, I'm going to have you ask yourself a few more questions. I love a good question. Question number 1. What are my business habits? What this question ultimately boils down to is consistency. And that brings to mind a cliche but often true quote that you hear mentioned all over the place. And this is just one version of it. Small things done consistently over time can bring big results. One of my business coaches, Diane Cunningham Ellis, always says that business is a habit. And she's known to repeat it over and over again because she knows that we all need to hear it. Business is a habit. Marketing is a habit. Connecting with people and potential clients is a habit. Doing regular reviews in your business is a habit. Mindset work should be a habit. Is it a habit we all do? Not always, and we need to do more of it. A habit or a routine is something that is done consistently. It is incorporated and ingrained into our daily lives and routines. I love another quote that is attributed to Annie Dillard, and I think it comes from one of her books. And she is known to say, how we spend our days is, of course, how we spend our lives. And this is true and applicable to our businesses. How we spend our days, how we create our to-do lists, how we set our goals. That is how we're spending our time. And this definitely impacts how we live in our business and we operate our business. So question number 2, I want you to ask, what is my calendar telling me about my priorities? This can be a challenging one. And this is something I need to do on a regular basis. This is something I try to do weekly and then do a deeper dive quarterly and yearly. And so what I want you to do is first list out 3 to 5 business priorities and goals that you have set for either the quarter, the month, or the week that you're reviewing. Then I want you to pull out your calendar, your planner, or anything that you use to show how you've spent your time in recent weeks and review them. I want you to make a quick list or highlight some of the ways you spent your time. You can do this by looking at task reminders, to-do lists, look at completed projects, and then go back and review that. What is jumping out at you at the items that you highlighted? And then I want you to review this again in light of what you wrote out as your 3 to 5 business priorities and goals. Are your business goals and priorities reflected anywhere in that highlighted list? Is it showing up in your calendar? And based on the results of that question, if not, if your goals and priorities are not reflected there, what needs to change? What needs to be removed for your calendar to make room for them? And if they are, give yourself a huge pat on the back because that means the habits and routines you are building are the ones that are helping you move your business forward and are showing a higher level of commitment to your business. Question number 3. Do I believe I can be or am successful? This year, I've been working with a new business coach, Judy Weber, and this is something that she talks about a lot. And it's something I never really understood how much it impacts my business. But she asks all the time, do you believe you are an expert? And it's a question she has to, again, just like my other business coach, ask on a regular basis because this is a question that really does impact our business. It impacts our belief about our business, and it definitely impacts our commitment. This is a question I've really had to wrestle with since working with her because there are times I think I'm an expert and sometimes I'm not. I don't feel like it. And so I am wrestling with this question and trying to work on my belief as an expert. And so my answers tend to rotate from I am an expert, but, or no, you know what, nothing's going right and I do not feel like an expert today. Or yes, I am an expert to my ideal clients, the ones I know I can help, and that is definitely not everyone. And because my answers are still rotating, I know that I have further work to do in this area. If you do not believe you're an expert or that you can help the people you are called to serve in a way that you feel called to serve, this will and can severely impact your commitment. When you're not committed, you are going to hide. You are going to make excuses. You are not going to see the results you're looking for. If you check the show notes below, I'm going to link to a couple of Judy's videos and podcast episodes that talk about commitment levels and belief. And she has such a unique approach to this topic that I'd encourage you to check them out. But I will warn you, they can be and often are challenging, but in a very good way. So when we're looking at the word commitment, what are you feeling impelled to do? What is something that is driving you forward to pursue your business goals and priorities? Are you looking at your habits? Are you looking at what's happening on a regular basis? Are they moving you forward in your business goals? Are they showing you're committed to what you say are your business goals and priorities? When you look at your calendar, is it reflecting what your priorities are? Are they reflecting how you say you want to spend your time? And then also, do you believe, are you committed to the fact that you are an expert and that you can serve the people you are called to serve in the way you are called to serve them? I hope you wrestle with this question and really find some deep answers for you and what needs to change and what actually is working, because we need to celebrate the areas that are working and not just focus on the negative. But these are important questions that we all need to ask in our business. We need to understand, how committed am I? I've set these goals. Are they the right goals? And if we don't review these on a regular basis, a lot of times we're sending ourselves off track and we're not getting the business results that we're looking for, or we're saying we want that business clarity, but we're not taking the time and the effort to find the clarity. Because as I said in the beginning, clarity does not come in an instant. It is a journey, and it's a journey of exploration, and it's a journey of questions. So I'd love to hear from you. How committed are you to your business success? How committed are you to finding business clarity? These are questions worth answering and taking the time to answer. Before we end today, I'd like to invite you to take my business clarity assessment. It's a simple but highly effective tool to help you take an honest look at where you are in your business clarity journey. What are you clear on? What are you not clear on? Where do you feel stuck? And as what we talked about today, what areas are you committed to getting clearer on? The business clarity assessment is the tool you need if you are ready to stop guessing on what's keeping you stuck in your business, what's keeping you stuck from moving forward, what's keeping you stuck from making decisions, and it will help you discover your next steps that are required to grow or pivot your business. This assessment is a simple 3-step process to help you assess where you are on your clarity journey today. Isn't it time to design a business that you love and does not require you to burn the candle at both ends? If so, then you can download my business clarity assessment today at selastudios.co/assessment. Thanks for joining me. I hope you found some clarity or an aha moment that inspires you to take some action today. Before you go, could I ask a favor? I would really appreciate it if you could take a few seconds and leave a review of this show in the Apple Podcast app. Your review really does make an impact and helps spread the word about this show and gets it in the hands of other women who are looking to build simple and sustainable businesses of their own. Until next time.